Welcome to Know It All, a place to connect with researchers to answer all questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more. This episode on What is the History of May Day was created for you by Aidan. In this topic, Know It All will answer: what is the history of May Day? When did May Day become a workers' holiday? May Day, also known as International Workers' Day, is celebrated around the world on May 1st. This day has a rich history that dates back to ancient times. It has evolved from being a celebration of spring and fertility to a global holiday that commemorates the struggles and achievements of workers. The roots of May Day can be traced back to various ancient festivals. The Celtic Beltane Festival, celebrated on May 1st, marked the beginning of summer and was a time of great fertility and abundance. The Roman Floralia Festival, which took place in late April and early May, was dedicated to the goddess Flora and celebrated the arrival of spring. The Germanic Walpurgis Night, celebrated on the night of April 30th, marked the end of winter and the beginning of spring. The festivities were typically celebrated around bonfires accompanied by music, dancing, feasting on fresh produce from fields newly planted for harvest season, as well as activities such as archery competitions or horse racing events depending on local customs. Traditional foods included oatcakes smeared with honey, symbolic of plenty, while young women went into town centers carrying baskets filled with flowers to mark this time of rebirth after what had been winter's darkness. In some areas, villagers would go door to door begging housewives for their best bannocks, a type of flat cake, because they believed it brought good luck throughout the year ahead. The emergence of May Day as a workers' holiday can be attributed to the Haymarket Affair, which took place in Chicago in 1886. On May 1st of that year, thousands of workers took to the streets to demand an 8-hour workday. A few days later, a bomb exploded during a rally, killing several people and leading to the arrest and execution of several labor leaders. In response, the Second International, a federation of socialist and labor parties, declared May 1st as International Workers' Day in 1889. Since then, May Day has been celebrated around the world as a day to recognize the contributions and struggles of workers. In many countries, it is a national holiday and a day of protest and demonstrations. May Day is celebrated in different ways, depending on the culture and history of the country. In the United States, Labor Day, which falls on the first Monday in September, is celebrated instead of May Day. This is due to the government's attempt to distance itself from the radical origins of May Day. However, May Day continues to be celebrated in the United States by labor unions and activists. The history of May Day in the United States is closely tied to the struggles of immigrant workers. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, May Day was a day for immigrants to rally for better working conditions and an end to discrimination. In recent years, May Day has been used as a platform to call for immigration reform and workers' rights. May Day is also celebrated in other countries around the world. In Europe, it is a national holiday in many countries and is often marked by parades and demonstrations. In Asia, May Day is celebrated in countries such as China and North Korea, where it is a day for workers to show their support for the government. In Latin America, May Day is celebrated as a day to honor the struggles of workers and to call for social justice. Thank you for listening. For more answers to questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more, don't forget to subscribe to Know It All.